Pakistan's setbacks never end, and now, according to the World Bank, Pakistan's poverty has risen again, reaching 25% of the population in 2024. That's nearly 1 in 4 Pakistanis living below the poverty line. The World Bank citing economic shocks, floods, weak structural reforms as the main reasons. But it's a fact hardly disputed by anyone that many of these economic shocks and structural challenges are a result of the Pakistan government's own failures. Be that political instability, frequent changes in the government, military rule, high political polarization, they all create policy inconsistencies and other foreign investment and deter foreign investment as well. Even the World Bank report pointing to weak fundamentals, low productivity in labor-absorbing sectors, poor public services, limited access to education and training. Many who escape poverty remain just above the threshold, leaving them vulnerable to the economic disruptions. The study used Pakistan's national poverty line, international measures suggesting even higher rates. The advisor to the finance minister acknowledged recent setbacks, but said the government had expanded welfare programs, invested in job creation, and was working to better target the subsidies. Saying, and I'm quoting here, these priorities are aligned with the broader reform agenda, ensuring that Pakistan not only cushions vulnerable households against shocks, but also creates the conditions for inclusive and sustained poverty reduction. In fact, that's what the government says, but here's where Pakistan actually stands. Unemployment remains at 8%, adult literacy around 60%. According to the IMF data, Pakistan's inflation rate, based on average consumer prices, has risen by 5.1% over the past year, which just tells us how much pressure there actually is on the household budgets across Pakistan. And if that was not enough, remittances, the lifeline for millions, slipping from $3.2 billion in July to $3.1 billion in August 2025. For the youngest, in fact, the most vulnerable, around 2.14 million children are suffering from acute malnutrition. Pakistan is also relying heavily on external credit, with $6.69 billion in outstanding IMF loans. And while the government says it has expanded welfare programs and invested in job creation, challenges remain. For example, security concerns. In recent months, Pakistan, the terror exporter, has itself faced a rise in terror incidents, so-called terror incidents, including the bombing of the Quetta-bound Jafar Express, which injured at least 12 people. And then there is this week's military airstrike in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The military airstrikes targeting Tehreek-e-Taliban bomb-making operations reportedly killed 30 people, including civilians. A major surge in terror attacks and the swelling number of civilian casualties propelling Pakistan to the second spot on the Global Terrorism Index 2025. In 2025, there have been over 1,000 terrorism-related incidents in Pakistan. These incidents posing more questions about Pakistan's intelligence and counter-terrorism effectiveness, because while ordinary Pakistanis struggle to make ends meet, Pakistan's military's coffers seem to be getting bigger. It's no secret at this point that Pakistan military continues to hold significant business interests. The Fauji Foundation, which is controlled by the Pakistan Army alone, is valued at nearly $6 billion, and numerous other military-linked companies dominate Pakistan's economy. Even as ordinary citizens face rising food and fuel prices and job insecurity, it's because of this that even the United States has recommended placing Pakistan's defense and intelligence budgets under civilian oversight in order to improve transparency. The situation is clear: rising poverty, limited access to public services, high inflation, increasing security threats, and most importantly, the Pakistan government's misplaced priorities are all converging to challenge Pakistan's path to stability and growth. And the government could do better by focusing on the welfare of its citizens instead of actually depriving the people on the ground of opportunities to grow. Instead of exporting terror and filling up the coffers of military generals, This is the terror state of Pakistan we are talking about. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.